What's up, traders, and welcome back to Uplift Markets. Today we're delving into a topic that's heating up again, and that is Bitcoin. With new institutional inflows, bullish options flow, and a big breakout above key resistance, I'm starting to look bullish on Bitcoin. And let me show you the exact fundamentals, the flow, and technical levels that make me believe that now is the time to buy Bitcoin. So, let's get started. First of all, let's kick it off with the fundamentals, because this move isn't just happening in a vacuum. First of all, we're seeing massive ETF inflows. For example, with IBIT just notching one of its longest inflow streaks to date. Institutions are clearly accumulating, while retail is still unsure. The second reason is that post-halving, generally, Bitcoin gains steam, and this time looks no different. We're already holding higher and building the structure. And third, which I believe is the most important reason of them all, is that after Trump's proposed tariffs on Chinese goods, investors are rotating into hedge assets. And guess what's benefiting? Bitcoin. It's being viewed now as more of a safe haven asset and is a hedge not just against inflation, but against the global economic uncertainty that these tariffs have caused on a global scale. So, between the regulation, adoption, and macro headlines, Bitcoin is getting stronger. Now, let's take a look under the hood, which is the options flow. This week, the put-to-call ratio on Bitcoin is dropping, and the call volume is outweighing the puts, which is big-time bullishness. As we can see, we have the most recent expiration date, for example, the 25th of April, right here, and we see that the call volume is around 187,000 compared to the put volume of around 50,000, which is more than double of what the put volume is, showing that there's more bullishness. And we see this repeating all the way actually until even August 15th of this year, right? Showing that there's extreme bullishness in the market, and the implied volatility is above 50%, showing that, institutions are expecting a big move in Bitcoin this year, right? So you may be asking, well, what does this mean, right? What do these statistics mean? Well, it means that traders are positioning for the upside, not the downside. We're also seeing open interest building at around this range, and smart money is betting on a breakout move over the next 30 to 60 days. Obviously, the flow does not lie, and it tells you that the large players are expecting movement and that they're leaning bullish on IBIT. Now, let's look at the king, which is a price action. So, we're going to be analyzing a daily chart of IBIT. And as we can see here, we are above key areas of resistance. The 50 MA, that was resistance, right? We close above it, and now it shows that the buyers are in control of the trend, right? We also saw something amazing, which was that we had, after this decline, strong bid at this VWAP here, right? We saw a strong bid and buyers came in. Well, you may be asking, what is this anchored VWAP? Well, it is an IPO anchored VWAP. Generally, when there's a new ETF, in order to measure its success, we like to plot an anchored VWAP at its IPO date to measure the average price of entry of the individuals at around 43.71, which was their average level of entry. And as we know, the buyers came in and defended that level extremely, right? We had a nice volume, as you can see here, and we pumped up with a nice little rally, which is currently where we're at right now. So noting this, obviously, we plotted an anchored VWAP at this low, measuring the buyers' momentum from that low that we saw. And we are really ahead from this anchored VWAP, showing that the explosiveness and the intent was just really aggressive, and it overwhelmed the current sellers, showing that the buyers came in pretty intensely. You can just see the volume here as well. It is proving the price action, right? And overall, I'm liking that we are above the swing low anchored VWAP and above the IPO anchored VWAP. But something else that is very important for us to get above is the swing high anchored VWAP, which measures the average price of entry of the short sellers that came in from these highs, right? Generally, in order to prevent any type of confusion, we plotted two of them because we had like a double top type of structure, and then we had a downward decline on IBIT, right? So we plotted one here and here, and currently we are above one of them, showing that obviously those sellers are now losing money. Now, what I would like to see is that IBIT breaks above both of them. Let's see like a breakout candle, right? And then with time, having, some candles hold above it, confirming the move, right? Maybe like another candle like that. and having that final candle be a propulsor, what I like to call, which is like a big move like that and close above all of these candles here, showing that the bullish momentum is now to the upside and we are seeing the momentum return again, right? A clear stop for this would be following the trend structure now to the upside above the most recent and relevant higher lows, which would be at around this area of $59 or $49, and the other one would be at around $46. Obviously, this would happen if this does occur. But if we do find resistance here and we drop down, I believe that we will retrace towards this swing low anchored VWAP, which is the green from when the buyers came in here at around $47.18. And the buyers have to hold that level. If we do fail, then we'll see further downside in Bitcoin. But right now, it's looking like it's setting up for the bullish upside. And I'm liking the way that it's looking, right? All we have to do is complete the following conditions, right? We saw this exact same trade setup work on Netflix. And if you guys saw my most recent video, we talked about the name. And we had the exact same thing, exact same pattern, right? We saw buyers come in at an important support level. We saw a bounce, right? So we placed an anchored VWAP here and measured the buyer's momentum from that point. Then we measured the sellers that came in at the swing high anchored VWAP, which is this red line right here. And once we got above it, we broke out. We had some candles hold above, and then we had that breakout, right? Which was around here, around the earnings. Obviously, we're lucky enough to have earnings on that date, but breaking above that showed that the buyers came in intensely and defended their levels, right? And then we just had this strong bid. And we had the price targets achieved of 1,064, right? In the video, we clearly stated that Netflix could achieve that level. And if so, there was more bullishness to the upside. We could possibly achieve even the $1,206 level, right? Overall, showing the momentum that the buyers had, right? So this is something, going back to IBIT, that could occur if the transition does happen between the sellers now to the buyers towards the long side. And if we don't happen to see this break above the swing high anchored VWAPs, then we will possibly see a retracement towards the swing low anchored VWAP and possibly find buyers there, right? During the meantime, this could be shorted. Meanwhile, it goes towards that retracement and finds buyers at that level, right? So all depends on the current macro news and overall market sentiment. But right now, it's looking like it's setting up for a very nice bullish uptrend move. So what am I doing? Well, I'm looking bullish on Bitcoin, and my risk is clearly defined with a clean invalidation and overall trend structure. I'm not just chasing the green candles, I'm trading the structure, and when the fundamentals, the flow, and the technicals align, it shows a clear bullish sentiment, right? And I can clearly take that shot. So overall, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, drop a like and comment, or let me know your price target. And don't forget to subscribe to the Uplift Markets newsletter, which goes out every Sunday night with more setups just like this, and the link is in the description. If you got value, give this video a like, subscribe, and if you're new, please leave a comment. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and as always, stay sharp, stay uplifted, and don't let the market whip you out.